Hello there. I'm sorry I didn't see you. Welcome to episode 2 of Motor City Mirth. I'm your host, Andrew Walker. This is a comedy variety show that we have going here in Metro Detroit, and we love to interview people. We like to go to concerts. We like filming things. And I'm not going to talk your head off anymore, but I'm going to get to my very first guest, Miss Poppy Persephone.
Hello.
How are you, dear?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm so glad to be on the show.
Poppy, how are you enjoying this beautiful weather today?
Oh, it's so wonderful. Yes. I'm a little concerned about the frost warning overnight.
I saw that. I have to go outside and cover my plants.
Yeah, so I'm encouraging that to make sure that we have a lot of flowers and blooms for the bees and the butterflies to just propagate, and they fertilize the apple trees, and it's just a whole symbiotic relationship.
The bees and the butterflies.
Yes.
But what about the birds?
Well,
or is that getting a little risque?
Well, no, that's fine. But a lot of times they eat the butterflies, and I just don't even want to talk about death. It's all about birth.
Birth?
Yes.
Because of spring.
Because of spring, yes.
It's renewal. It's a rebirth.
Yes, and it's been a difficult time lately, and my mother, I took her last name, Persephone, and I've kind of been a little living undercover.
Well, hold on. You laid a little bit of track there. You said your mother is Persephone.
Well, yes, but she's gone with the other gods. I got to stay here on Earth and lived many lives. I was in hibernation for about 5 years. So
how's that possible for a human? Or I'm sorry, I shouldn't assume you're fully human, but
well, we're not sure who my father is. It was somewhere on the cusp when she was forced to marry Hades. I don't think that Hades was my father. I believe there may have been a human during that time.
What makes you think there may have been a human?
I just don't have any of the darkness. My mother was forced into the underworld, and she adopted it. She gravitated to it because she was going to be the best at whatever role she had. And so, being the queen of the underworld, she did it very well. And I was a bit of a rebel. So I didn't fit in down there. So I kind of came up here and,
A rebel in what type of way?
Well, I kept trying to put flowers in all the lava and the brimstone, and I kind of kept getting in trouble for doing that.
Now, who was that?
And they would just crumble. So, I kept trying to change everything, and it wasn't working.
Who was the evil person that would be mad at flowers?
Well,
was it Hades?
Hades was pretty cranky. He liked things the way it was.
Okay.
And it was very important.
A true traditionalist.
Yes. And the souls that he was in charge of, he's like, this is their toiling down here. It was the souls that powered everything. There had to be a balance of good and bad. Okay?
Okay.
And I understand that, but to me, it's been a little bit more bad lately and needs more good. So I am back to
Spread the joy.
Yes.
I'll say it at the same time. Spread the joy.
Yes, the joy.
Perfect.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes,
so,
great.
and we need more of that.
We need more of that. So you.
And I brought you some flowers.
Oh, thank you. I was wondering who these were for.
Yes, those are for you,
Great.
so that you can, and encourage. And I have brought some plants, but I didn't bring those in. These are just some cut flowers to share some brightness and color, because it looks like you need a little color in here.
Beautiful.
So yes, that's where we're at, and but I've got some plants. We're going to plant some plants outside, and just to bring and encourage the bees and pollination.
Okay, my mic fell down, so I just.
I'm sorry.
Get that right back up.
Well, that's because we're all excited here.
Right. Okay, well, we have a couple more guests that are going to be on. Our next guest is a Michigan man, Brian Orion. Yay!
Hello!
Good morning.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
How do you do?
Good, how do you do?
Oh, I love orange. That's a wonderful hat.
Oh, thanks. It's a classic.
Oh, you're welcome.
Now, on the side it says OPE. What does that stand for?
You're not from Michigan, no?
O-P-E.
I'm sorry.
Ope.
No.
Oh.
Holy wow.
Are you from up north? Maybe somewhere around Marquette area?
That is correct, eh?
Okay.
That's where I'm from.
Okay. Now, I'm curious. Here in the Metro Detroit area, we have a suburb called Lake Orion. But
Holy
It's-
wow.
it's-
You know, I drove to that down on the way down here,
Yeah?
that there M24, eh?
yes,
So,
AKA Lamphier Road.
Yeah. I was laughing when I went through there. It says life is a vacation, eh? When I go through there, it's a big city. How's it a vacation?
Right. I know. I'm 24. It's all built up these days. Yeah.
A lot of the green and they just keep plowing more and more grass and green stuff.
How
It's
does
like-
that make you feel?
It makes me very sad.
All
you
of
know,
those flowers being cut
it's
down?
yes, and we work. You know, dandelions. Dandelions are not a weed. They are a flower. They are a natural flower, and you can make food out of it. I'm sure that you've had a dandelion salad at some point in time. You can make dandelion wine. You know.
I've heard of that, but it sounds extremely disgusting. But it's good.
Oh, it's very good.
Oh,
It's-
it's good for you too. You know, it's got a lot of vitamin A in the leaves, you know.
Yes, and a lot of antioxidants. So, I mean, it is definitely a very dry wine, more like the Chardonnay, you know, a white Chardonnay. It's a very, very dry wine, but it's very good.
Okay.
As long as you have the right, you know, mixtures with it. So,
Fantastic.
yes, absolutely.
Okay. So Brian, tell me a little bit more about yourself. What's your personal life like? Are you married? Have kids? Where do you work?
You know, I was married once or twice before, a couple times. Kids, you know, they're all running around somewhere.
Once or twice before, or a couple times?
Yeah.
You sound
Yeah?
like my
Okay.
mother and my father. They have lots of children running around.
Well, there was a brief period where there were more women than men up in UP there, so it worked out pretty nice for me.
Okay. Interesting. So, was your family in the mining business anywhere up there?
Oh yeah,
Outside of my car, I know
holy
there's,
wow, yeah, you know,
iron ore.
copper up in
Copper.
the Copper Harbor there. Yeah, we were up there working the
way
mines
up
there.
there,
Yeah,
Lake
some iron.
Superior, yeah?
Oh, the Superior Lake. Yeah, don't you know?
Yes, it's the hand of God. And yeah,
Now, what other ways are you trying to spread joy besides bringing flowers to people?
Well, you know, there's been a lot of aggression lately. There's been a lot of, I've you know, being here on Earth, of course, I've had to adjust, and I see media, and you know, it's modern era. I'm not, you know, maybe not a million years ago, but thousands of years ago. It is 2023, so I'm up on it, and there's so much anger
Yes,
and fighting and aggression, and I understand, you know, like the video games for these children, and I get it, but there's just so much violence and guns. It's just too much. I just want to stick a little flower at the end of the gun.
Just
you know?
like that snapshot of that anti-war
Yes,
protester during
yes,
Vietnam.
yeah. You know, I was around at that time too. It was that was my happy place.
Your happy place was during the Vietnam War.
Well, it was a happy place to see the counterbalance, is to see all these people working so hard to try to save lives and try to find the peace here instead of, you know, just wanting to have that. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what
All
you're
right.
saying.
So, and it made me feel good with all the negative that there was still positive, and that people, because it's going to happen. I mean, the gods have fought and killed each other and pillaged, and it's a terrible thing, but there is always good too. Remember, balance of good and evil. And like I said, I think that the evil is a little bit too heavy right now.
Now, throughout the world, throughout different traditions, religions, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of gods. Are there more gods being born or created today, or does that not happen anymore? How does that work?
Well, as what I assume is a demigod, I know that I still have human in me. I do believe that souls, I believe that there is an intermingle between gods and the souls of man, and that I don't know if there are new gods or it's the essence of gods that get reborn into a new name. It's the same God or God's energy. They can be split apart, they can come together, but it's all the same energy, all the same power.
All the same.
And that different pieces of energy are in charge of different parts of our universe.
Okay. Thank you for that lesson on Hippie Philosophy 102. That was beautifully put.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. We're having our next guest on today, a long-term friend of ours, Adam Sandborn, today singing a couple songs, and an original song by his called Good Enough. Welcome, brother.
Hello.
And take it away.
Thank you. Listening to you on my own late night, the first time that I thought I could bear to hear her voice again. But something strange, what I felt this time, for the first time, was that I was something more than I had ever been. That I'm good enough to write the songs, and I'm good enough to play the chords, and I'm good enough to be the one to sing. And I'm good enough to keep the time, and I'm good enough to make these rhymes, and I'm good enough, but you got everything. How does it go? When will she come back and be mine? I suppose that the dream will always stay a dream. But there's something real in the ghost of her that haunts me and makes me believe that I can be everything you seem. Now I'm good enough to say the words, and I'm good enough to touch a heart, and I'm good enough to be the one to sing. And I'm good enough to rise above, and I'm good enough, and I don't need love, and I'm good enough if she'll never wear my ring. I'm your biggest fan, though you don't know who I am. I wrote this for you, will you ever hear it, ever hear it? I'm your biggest fan, though you don't know who I am. You don't know who I am, who I am. Am I strong enough to take this pain? I've gone through enough to live again. I want love enough to find it somewhere true. 'Cause I'm good enough to look away, and I'm good enough to do what I say, and I'm good enough to not take it away from you.
Yes, excellent job, Adam. Adam, good enough. What was this song?
Thank you.
This song was good enough.
Yeah.
No, it was great.
Thank you.
High energy. What were some influences? First, stylistically, before we recorded, I mentioned I heard a little early 2000s pop punk, emo in there, and then question two, subject matter. Where'd that come from?
So I learned to play guitar in the pandemic time, and this was the second song that I wrote, the first one that I sort of released on YouTube. And
Under
Mr. Warranty?
Under Mr. Warranty on
Okay.
YouTube, yes.
And then, later on, we'll have to get the idea behind Mr. Warranty.
Yeah,
What it means.
there's a story behind that one too. But the genre that was bestowed upon me by one of my students actually was they called it Midwestern emo, which I thought it fit really well because it's like I only want to sing about like feelings and all this stuff, and I've got my acoustic guitar and I've never laid hands on an electric guitar yet.
Yeah, it's not quite bluesy. It's a
Yeah,
it's,
I
it's
love.
it's a mix of maybe some northeastern.
Sure. I love the indie type stuff.
Yeah,
like
the
I mean,
indie.
Goo Goo Dolls were like the first
Yeah.
like band that I loved that my parents didn't love necessarily. You know,
So
like Bare Naked Ladies in there.
The
Like
Goo Goo
that's
Dolls
the
were like the rebels.
well, I mean, not rebels, but like they had the alt rock kind of like
okay.
stuff that wasn't. I mean, I grew up on John Denver and
Okay,
Simon
so-
and Garfunkel. So
So you needed that next.
yeah.
the next
So when it
step.
came to like figuring out my music, it was Goo Goo Dolls, Bare Naked Ladies, and then in college it was Death Cab for Cutie, and that's like my favorite stuff to play.
Yes.
And Lord Huron is my
that
favorite.
song
now.
Northern Lights by Death
Oh, yeah.
Cab is beautiful. Anyway, so yeah, do you have another?
Sure, I have
song
one more.
for
This
us?
is a cover.
Okay.
It is a cover of a cover, so that's fun. This is
Okay,
I think
should-
Jonathan Colton is the artist who covered it originally. It could be Obadiah Parker. It's one of those.
And then should we wait till afterwards to announce what the name of the cover was, or do you think it'll be pretty evident?
I think it'll be self-evident.
It's
the people who know already know from who I said covered it. So.
if you know, you know. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, take it away, Adam.
Sure. Feel free to chime in on this one when the time comes, like in the background there. But like,
Yes,
all right.
we will.
You'll know the right spot. Perfect. Love it. My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and this I know for sure. But does she really wanna, but can't stand to see me walk out the door? Can't stand to fight the feeling, cause the thought alone is killing me right now. Thank God for Mom and Dad for sticking two together, cause we don't know how. And hey, 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 You think you got it, oh, you think you got it, but got it, just don't get it till there's nothing at all. We get together, oh, we get together, but separate's always better when there's feelings involved. If what they say that nothing is forever, oh, then what makes love the exception? So why are we so in denial when we know we're not happy here? And hey, 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 all right now, ladies, we're gonna break it down in just a few seconds here.
Okay.
Don't make me break it down for nothing. I wanna see you all on your all's baddest behavior.
Oh no.
I said, lend me some sugar, I am your neighbor. Oh, shake, 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 shake it, shake, shake, shake it, shake, shake, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake, shake, shake it like a Polaroid picture. Now shake it, I said, shake it, shake, shake, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake, shake, shake it like a Polaroid picture now. Shake it, I said shake it, shake, shake, shake it, shake it, shake it, shake, shake, shake it up and shake it up and hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, hey ya, oh, hey ya, hey ya, oh, hey ya, hey ya. Woo! Woo! Ow, ow, ow! Thanks, guys. I don't know how much of that can be heard.
Adam, dude, that was. Man, that was fun.
I forgot the fellas bit. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
And now we're going to have our third guest on. He's a big deal. Probably most of our listening audience out there have seen him on the silver screen. Ladies and gentlemen, Emperor Palpatine.
Oh, goodness.
Is it okay if I shake your hand, or will I combust?
No.
Fist bump. Okay.
Would you like a flower?
I don't think he likes flowers.
Oh.
He doesn't seem like the
Okay.
kind of guy that likes.
Hey, you feeling
Okay.
okay there, buddy?
Oh, I'm feeling all right. Actually, I
He's a
think
little
the throne room
dark.
could use some freshening up, if you wouldn't mind.
In which way?
In the flowery way.
Oh, you would like one?
Of course.
Oh,
Goodness, let me see. This is my.
give him the purple one.
I think so. I'm going to see how hard it is to
Is that
get out.
lavender?
Thi-
I don't know my
no,
flowers
this is
at
a
all.
delphinium.
Good. I think Vader's allergic to lavender.
This is a delphinium.
Oh,
And we're going to do this.
oh, beautiful. Tied up.
There we go. And you can put it on your wrist, or you can tuck it. There you go.
Oh, this would go great in the
Isn't
corner.
it lovely? And that is, it's in the butterfly bush category of plants, so that's very good to attract bees and butterflies and pollinators, hummingbirds. So research that and get some for wherever. Where is it that you live?
Yeah, where do you live?
Well, that's a bit of a tough matter at the moment. You see, we had the Death Star, the first one,
Yes.
and then those rebel scum came in.
Oh,
We don't like to talk about
no,
that.
no, no.
But
I mean, it's technically a terrorist act because Luke Skywalker killed over 1 million people who were
Yes.
just doing their job,
we have
on the Death Star.
we're looking into that. We're seeing if we can sue, hold him liable for his actions.
You got to check him down. I heard he's a hotshot.
All of those rebel scum, they're just.
I have a tip for you afterwards. All I can say is there's a lot of ice and snow in their future. But yeah,
Oh, a lot of snow and ice.
lot
Oh,
of
yeah,
ice and
yeah,
snow and
I'd
everything.
like to go there.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, have
That's
you ever done
It's the
a
best time to go hunting.
have you
Eh?
ever done a good bobsled run up outside of Marquette?
Oh, let me tell you about bobsled. Eh?
Yeah, tell me.
Like, there was this young man. He's really from down here. He's a troll, but he was a famous bobsledder. Last name McGillicuddy. You might have heard of him. He's gonna make sledding an Olympic sport.
Oh, okay, McGillicuddy, yeah.
Isn't there an Olympic sport that's?
Oh, there's bobsledding, but I'm talking about sledding, eh?
Oh, okay.
Take your little flyer up there and head right down the hill.
Oh, like Rosebud, right? Like Rosebud.
Sure, yeah, whatever you want.
Spoilers.
Okay. Okay. Like I said,
From
I've been,
Citizen Kane.
I've been
Oh,
around.
okay.
I've been around for a while. Sorry. I like movies.
Were you on set with Orson Welles?
I was not on set, but
when he filmed
But when it
Citizen
was released, I was at the theater. I love the movie.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Number one film
yes,
of all time.
Yes.
Now, Emperor Palpatine, is it okay if I call you Sheev, your first name, or
Yes.
What would you prefer?
Well, we just met, 2 minutes ago, and I feel a deep enough personal connection. You can call me Sheev.
Thank you. Now, earlier you briefly mentioned a guy named Vader, who we all know. What is he like in real life when the officers aren't around, the other Imperials aren't around? What is he like, just man on man?
Well, he's actually a big softy. I see him commonly, or I did see him commonly in the Death Star's courtyard, sitting down with the birds and the flowers, the only place we could have any of those. I think he, reminisces his life before the war started, before the rebellion started their acts of criminal activity, and I think he just wants to sit down and try to go home for once.
Does he ever talk about, you know who? The love of his life, who passed away during birth?
Padme, yes. Not much anymore. He likes to leave that part of his life behind him, but
Is he dating anyone?
we can't publicly disclose that information.
Okay.
But I can say I have heard him crying about Padme alone.
In
I've been
his
walking
little
by his
oxygen
chambers.
chamber
Yes,
while his helmet is off?
I just hear soft, subtle weeps when I'm walking by, and I leave him to it.
But like the balance, I don't know if he does Palpatine know that there were two?
There were two. Yeah, he knows.
He must know.
He
Okay.
knows.
But
Well, Vader knows.
yeah, okay.
So
So
he knows.
sadly,
We all know.
sadly, Padme passed. But to keep the balance, she had a boy and a girl, right?
Yes.
So see,
One
It's
of
a
which I
balance.
will turn to the dark side, and we'll go from there. I haven't really thought that far ahead yet.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, Anakin went to the dark side, so he did not exist in the light anymore. And when we lost Padme, so that's why you have a boy and a girl to replace that.
I'm
to
totally
balance.
lost what you all are talking about. I never heard of this rebel war or anything.
You never heard the news report of the Death Star blowing up?
I don't, what the hell's a Death Star, eh?
Okay.
Let me tell you, it was amazing. It was.
Here, use this
Oh,
as a
yes.
prop.
As a
Yeah.
guide,
Thank you.
an aid, yes.
Well, you see, can we get this green?
Green?
Oh,
Yes.
wonderful. You see, we've got right up here. We've got our Death Star, and let's say Yavin 4.
Yeah.
Well, we don't like Yavin 4. It's a criminal hideout. I believe that is what you
They
Earthlings call
We
it.
in the U.S. we call it harboring terrorists. Yeah.
Yes.
we don't like
Well, you
that
see,
at all.
No.
this Death Star up here, if we just orbit around the planet and we angle, this can be our little laser beam emitter.
Yeah.
If we angle it at the planet, it'll go, and this can be our laser. And then, no more planet. You see, the Death Star is it's a very simple term. You may have your orb
Oh,
back.
okay. Thank
So
you.
this Death Star you're telling me is a weapon? Like it could destroy the Earth?
Not-
all the deer?
Not a weapon. It is it's a peacekeeping tool.
How is it peacekeeping if it blows up the planet?
It is helping us eliminate these intergalactic terrorists. We are keeping the peace by unpeacefully eliminating them.
It just seems a little unnatural to me, you know.
Well, can I offer you some Imperial protection? The protection of the Empire.
Oh no, I got the good old AR-30. Yeah, I got a bunch of weapons.
But you only use those weapons for food, right?
Oh yeah, you know, shoot
Only
the
for
moose,
food.
shoot the deer.
I understand, and
know.
that is one thing that I understand, that hunting is an acceptable form for nourishment. So we understand that, and
But only to
For
be
nourishment.
used. Only to be used in that way.
Well, you don't know. Sometimes you got to, you get a mole coming in your yard, you know, and eating all your carrots. You know, you got to defend your garden, you know, don't you know?
and I
But
have,
you have to eat them, because anything you
no,
kill,
it's not to eat
you
it.
gotta eat-
Mole
you gotta
before,
eat it.
oh, it's terrible, you know. It's not good
actually,
at all.
and I don't know about mole. Possum has been a good field, but
It's a good biddle, yeah.
yes, but I have heard that sometimes, because I used to think, I was like, oh, these people are for the racks. Is that what they call it? The trophies? They're just
Oh
they
yeah,
kill it. Okay.
yeah. When you're done, you keep the head. Yeah.
But I heard that even if people are only doing it for that, as long as they leave like the carcass back out to the field and whatnot, as long as it goes back into the earth,
Well,
that
that's
other
not,
animals, like the things like that. So if you have to kill a mole, as long as you leave it in the earth,
oh, I bury it. Yeah.
that's
So-
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
As long as it goes back
But
to
that's
the
not
earth.
hunting, you know. You don't go
No.
out
It's like composting.
shoot something for its head. That's
No,
just
no, no.
part of the
well,
prize.
but some
you
people
know.
do, and it kind of makes
Oh
sense,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. Probably those orange jumpers that come over the bridge every fall.
Oh,
Orange
All the
jumpers?
trolls.
the trolls.
Oh, they're orange because of the hunting gear, right?
Yeah, it's good safety to have on.
I think I understand now. The trolls. Anybody below the bridge.
Under the
troll?
bridge. Just like Red Hot Chili Peppers underneath the bridge.
That's funny.
Well, you see, in space, we don't really have bridges. There's no really direction, so I guess by that logic, everybody is a troll out there.
Maybe.
Whoa, easy there. Don't insult me like that. Eh?
Well, who knows? Maybe you're above the bridge. We don't really know where the bridge is exactly.
I bet.
Oh, well, you got the state here, and then you got the upper hand here. This is where I live, and there's a bridge that connects them.
Oh, I bet that bridge could be good for some imperial propaganda. Yes.
You
Proper what?
Yeah, you could put signs on the two towers of the Mackinac Bridge.
Oh.
Saying, report rebel scum, 1-800 whatever.
Yes.
Vote Palpatine for re-election on Emperor.
I don't know about that, eh? Because you're talking about blowing up old planet.
It's
Hey.
to keep the peace.
I thought you did away with elections a couple years ago, but
Oh,
I could
it
be
was-
wrong.
it
Are
was
you
a
trying
real-
to promote democracy in the universe, or is that
Yes.
just?
We do love democracy. We want to promote democracy in the universe.
That being said,
Sometimes
Yeah.
we have people who get in our way.
correct.
I remember a couple years back we had this problem on Zepho with a little red-haired kid. He wasn't worth my time.
Oh.
But he put a stop to our democratic efforts there, and we had to, well, we never caught him, per se, but he hasn't been seen in a few years, and we think maybe he just slipped off a cliff while he was out there climbing those cliffs on Zepho.
Oh,
And,
yeah, you got to look careful with those cliffs out there. You know,
and the
you'll
wind,
see,
too.
Oh,
The wind.
the wind can be pretty bad. It can blow you. It can blow you right down off the cliffs, yeah. eh?
It's chilly, too.
Now I know you
that's
you call the dark side, right?
Many do refer to it that way. We just like to call it the Force, but the treasonous Jedi, they do refer to it as the dark side. And of course, them being all just and right in their morals, they call what they use the light side of the Force.
Okay.
To us dark side wielders, it's all just one Force, and we are simply using it to its full potential to accomplish peacekeeping goals.
Okay, well then where do you find the balance? If you use aggressive tactics, how do you balance that out? Because if it's all dark, then it will implode upon itself.
Well, from our point of view, the dark side is a gateway to many abilities that most people deem unnatural. And that is really just nature. Things that are unnatural, that have yet to be discovered, yet to be normalized, yet to be commonly known as a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
So,
We know the darkness pretty good up there in the UP, you know. Once it gets dark up there.
Probably 16 hours
Oh,
straight.
It's pretty dark.
I know it's not as bad as
thick.
Alaska, but
It's thick, you know. You can't see your hand in front of your face.
oof.
But you do have stars.
Oh, God, no. Holy wow, we got stars and forever.
you think you've got stars? Just come up out there with me one day. I'll take you up on a
Oh, I
on a
like
shuttle.
that. I like to go on a trip. I like going
Yes.
on trips, yeah.
You can see
Say
all
hello to your
kinds of
mother,
stars.
Too, yeah.
That's not.
I believe my mother has passed.
Oh,
But
oh,
you
sorry
don't
to hear
know?
that, eh?
Last
Maybe
time.
that's what the problem is. If you don't know your mother.
Well, last time I saw her was about 70 years ago, and let's just say
Holy wow, 70 years ago and you look like this?
I
mean,
know.
You're a little pale,
I,
but hey.
I
You need to
freshened
see
up.
the sun a little bit more, but I guess you live in the darkness.
I do
so
live
you-
in a giant, or I did
you
live in a
don't,
giant
you
metal
don't get any
sphere.
light where you live. I can see
No,
that.
I put a little bit of a refresher and makeup on me since I'd be here on what is this, Earthwide communication?
Something like that.
Since I'd be on Earthwide communication, I figured I'd freshen myself up a bit for a public appearance after the attack left me scarred and deformed all those many years ago.
Right.
So why haven't you seen your mother in like 70 years, eh?
Well, he was a mentor to me. His name was Darth Plagueis. He was a very wise man. One day he showed up and we left and I never went back home. I never saw any reason to. I was having so much fun using the Force and accomplishing galactic peace that I never really saw much need to go home. I'm sure that planet has been under Imperial protection, and they're all safe and fine, but I have not personally been there.
Holy wow! How
I
do you
think
not?
we should go plant flowers.
I got to go see my mother like every Sunday.
Oh, that must be nice.
It is. It's really good. You should go back home and check up with your mom.
I'll have to do that. Oh, you know what? For greater good, instead of planting this in the corner of my throne room that doesn't exist anymore, I'll give it to my mother.
Nice. Tell her I said hello.
I will. Who are you?
Ryan Orion.
I will tell her Ryan Orion of planet Earth from Michigan said hello.
Okay, so everyone knows that Memorial Day is coming up soon. Do you guys have any plans for that special day? What kind of joy are you spreading?
Well, like I said before, I'm gonna be planning because that's a good day. We like I said earlier,
is.
you've had a lot of frost this past month, so I'm gonna be like Johnny Appleseed. I'm gonna be going, yes, just spreading wildflower seeds all over Michigan, and I might travel down. What is that called? I-75, the I-75 corridor, and just spread as many flowers as I can right all the way down to the United States before I go to South America.
Go all the way from Sault Ste. Marie down to Miami, the
Yes.
whole I-75
Yes,
stretch.
yes.
That would be a fun road trip, honestly. What we need to do.
Yes, and I think it
Probably
goes.
about 30 hours.
Well,
driving,
I think it's the. I want to visit Ernest Hemingway's home.
Key West.
I have not seen. Well, I met him long ago.
Of course you have.
Before he was tipping the bottle too much. So.
Oh, so that would have been that
it
when he was like 12?
He was very
No.
young. No,
I'm joking.
no. He was very young before the war, though. Before the war.
World
And,
War One or two?
It was the World War One.
Because I know he was an active participant in the Spanish.
Yes, but
Civil
it was,
War
it was
for some reason,
No, it was
but-
before World War One.
Okay.
I believe it's been a minute.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yes, it has. 100 years.
But I do love the island of Key West, and so I'll probably go there, maybe hop through Cuba and Havana, and then head down to South America and Mexico. So yes, have some fun, and then maybe put my feet up in Antarctica before I go
Nice.
to the other hemisphere.
Nice. I have a little game we're going to play. Everyone knows this game is called Would You Rather. I'm going to give you two options, and you have to give me the correct option. And I'll keep
Correct
track.
option.
Yeah, you have to give me the right option, and then I'm going to keep track and give you points, and we'll decide on a winner. Would you rather, Poppy, have a face that everyone laughs at, or have a name that everyone laughs at?
Well, everybody laughs at my name already.
I was going to say, so that
So I guess I would choose a name that everyone laughs at.
a name?
My name.
Okay.
I would choose my name, Poppy, because it makes me happy, and everybody laughs. I'm still happy.
Now, Brian, Orion, I got to ask you, Orion is the incorrect way of saying the word Orion. So, what is the origin of your last name? Where do your people come from?
Oh well, you know my people. They come from the UP, of course. you
Right,
know.
but what's the origin of that last name?
Oh, origin. Okay, well,
For example, my last name is Walker, so somebody in England,
It would-
probably 1,500 years ago, was a physical walker,
Oh, yeah.
and that became their last name.
oh
so.
yeah. Far as I know, is it's traced back to our heritage. We came from many areas. You know, my mother's side, we were from the Scandinavian area.
Okay.
Now, my father's side, where the name comes from, it was actually.
Is he from the stars?
Oh no, hey,
Okay.
no, none of that. I don't know. These crazy people next to me. I don't know about going to the stars or
You
gods
do know
or
a lot of
anything.
the star constellations were named
let
for
me tell you.
gods.
So the real last name is Oronowski, you know. But he came over during the World War II area,
yeah.
so he dropped off the Owski.
Right, they came to Ellis Island, and they're like, we're getting rid of that, the last half of that.
Yeah, that's
name.
the last time any family member's been to New York was that period.
Okay. Emperor Sheev, would you rather have an intelligent partner or have a good-looking partner?
You know,
Do you prefer beauty or brains in a romantic partner?
I think I have to go with brains, and mainly because I am currently partnerless. I basically rely on Vader for most of our strategic planning and whatnot, and that guy is an absolute dunce. He's got menacing armor, and
Yeah.
you know, he's got a big wavy red light stick. got one of those too, Vader. Not very cool. We all have one.
Yeah. These days, I mean, who doesn't have a lightsaber? I mean,
But I've got to say, having someone around that could match my intellectual genius would just be a nice change of pace and a refresher for once.
because everyone else is dumber than you, right?
I did
Right.
orchestrate an entire galactic civil war between both parties that I was, of course, under control of, but that is, well, completely theoretical.
Definitely a more successful coup than January 6th, huh?
I might have a cousin for you named Sally Sue up there in the UP.
Really?
If you don't mind, a little meteor woman, but she's pretty smart in all that astrology stuff, you know.
Maybe she could help us pinpoint the location of the Rebel Alliance.
Oh, she's good at finding things, let me tell you.
Sheev, one more question. Would you rather lose your house keys or lose your cell phone? I don't know if either one of those apply to you, but
Well, to get into the Death Star, specifically my throne room, we did have a little set of keys.
Oh, okay.
Only like 4 of us had them, and if we all lost our keys, we were permanently locked out. I remember one time we did have to call a locksmith to come and break us in, and it turns out my keys were in my back pocket, not my front pockets. I blame Vader for that one. But yes, I would rather lose my phone, assuming if we were to build a second Death Star, I would not recommend putting a lock system on my office. But if we were to, I think losing the keys would be detrimental.
would you rather have just like an electronic badge swipe situation, or do you even really need locks at all since you are the Emperor and, you know?
I mean, this is cool and all, but I do say electronic locks make it easier for everyone to access my office if need be.
Well,
Okay.
as advanced as his planet or Death Star is.
It was a Death Star.
Oh, that's right. But don't we have face recognition here on Earth now? Like, couldn't he just
I think we
put
should just move
like
to
face
UP.
recognition on
Sounds
his
like a real
door?
good idea.
We
on
don't
his
lock doors
door
up there.
locks?
Absolutely.
Well, we did try facial recognition once, but you see, all of our voluntary soldiers, they all have the same helmet, and if
Oh, yeah.
it kind of got a little confusing as to who needed to be where, since they all look the same.
And you don't want those guys taking off their helmet every time they're walking into a new room or going down
Exactly.
another corridor or even trying to go to the bathroom. Yeah, that's the logistics on that would just be terrible.
It's a
Maybe you could
It's an
have like a
amazing
little
waste of
zippy
time.
window thing and goes with the eyeball and do an eyeball scan.
Yeah, we could do
You
that.
know, just a little zzz.
well. We do need to keep those blackened and darkened so that the Rebel Alliance cannot identify one of our troopers and then go terrorize their home planet or do something to one of their families.
Sure. Sure. All right. Well, we're getting close to the end of this segment, but I have one last question for Poppy. Would you rather be the person who achieves world peace for 500 years or be the person who cures cancer?
That's a hard one.
It's very hard.
That's a really hard one. Although, sadly, cancer is a part of the circle of life, and it does kill a lot of people, which is very sad. But it is also a population control. I know that's not necessarily a popular opinion,
yes.
but or world peace, where those who are here are happy. I think I would have to go with world peace.
I would too, and I say this as a practical matter, is if you could, for 500 years, ensure world peace, all of the money spent on
Exactly.
every country's Department of Defense could go towards curing cancer,
Cancer.
and many other things.
And,
So,
and healthy lifestyles and
yes.
feeding people who are not eating properly to help stave off cancer. Because every human that I know, if they live long enough, will get cancer. It's just that it's kind of like the cell breaks down.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's kind of part of it. But yes, if we can have people eating better and healthy and taken care of, and like you said about having money going there,
Yes.
that's what I would do.
All right. Now, like I said, we're getting to the end of the segment. Do any of you have a good or service that you'd like to sell to the public, or do you have a website that people can look up your information on? Are you going to get into the business of actually selling flowers someday, or?
I don't really need money.
Oh, okay.
But there
So
are.
you could be somebody's sugar mama, right?
I could be somebody's sugar mama. I don't know. But I would probably just yeah, I'm going to leave that one alone. Because I get bored very quickly as well, maybe like our friend over here. But I try to treat everyone with compassion and care while I'm with them. But I would say, I would encourage everyone to plant a tree, plant a flower, and pollinators. Encourage that. A fruit tree. Michigan is wonderful for cherries and apples and
Peaches.
pears and peaches.
Blueberries.
Plums, exactly. It is a wonderful state. You can propagate and grow almost anything in most areas of the state. The UP, I know, is colder. It's going to be more apples and cherries. But down lower, there's a wide variety, and they're all good pollinators. So I would encourage to go to your local nursery, pick up a plant, pick up some seeds. And don't till, and don't have so much grass. Let some flowers grow,
Right.
natural flowers grow.
Brian, do you have any goods? Now I heard that pasties, they found out a way to grow pasties organically on farms rather than.
Oh
making
yeah,
them.
holy wow, yeah. They
So-
did that some
so-
time ago. They believe that came from the Willywamp up there when it fertilizes the ground. You know what I'm saying. He don't use the two-holer like the rest of us, but
What's your favorite type of pasty with what type of filling?
oh, holy wow. It always depends on the season, but I guess if I have to go there, it's going to be venison, some peas, and if you want to throw some gravy on there, I get it. But
You have to because they're kind of dry.
Well, for you trolls maybe, but you just eat it the way the wife cooks it, or the woman you're seeing at the time cooks it.
All right, asked and answered. Sheev, do you have anything you'd like to promote?
With Empire Day coming up just around the corner in a
Yes.
couple of weeks.
Yes, Galactic Empire Day, yeah.
Exactly. We like to do this, what is it, a year you call it here on Earth? What is it when something happens
That's when
once a
we.
year?
That's when we go around our sun.
Anniversary? Or
Well, for one time.
what is it when something happens once a year?
Hunting season?
And-
anniversary.
And an annual.
An annual.
Annual?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
With Empire Day just around the corner, we like to do this annual event and tradition for Empire Day. It is if you join the Empire, enlist your planet, enlist its people under our protection, you get some added benefits. You get extra security patrols, you get special, I won't say rewards, but perks if you happen to know the whereabouts and turn in to the Empire any rebel scum or any other intergalactic terrorist organization that may be hiding on your planet and its facilities. We also throw in this free Christmas mug, one per planet. Whoever gets it is, well, that's up for you to decide. We do have a limited supply. Our supply was on the Death Star, but that's not anymore. But we like to run this annual, and there are many more perks, so many that we can't even list them all today. You don't get sent to if you live in a place where we need resources, we won't move you out. You can just stay there in your homes and hope for the best.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you're considering joining the Empire and enlisting your planet and its people into our protection to keep your families and your friends safe, I would say 2 words: do it.
Asked and answered again. All right, folks, this has been very informative and very fun. Thank you all for coming out, and we'll be sure to promote you whenever this episode comes out on what we call the internet here on Earth. But yes, Poppy, Brian, Sheev, thank you all for coming out on the second episode of Motor City Mirth, and we'll come back in a few minutes, folks.
Hey, tell your folks I said hey.
Happy spring.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the segment of Motor City Mirth. We have our Michigan Poet Laureate, John Hinkley Sr., who will be reading a very uplifting poem about the springtime. Take it, John.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm reading this very lovely poem for you tonight. In spring's embrace, a paradox unfolds, a tapestry of tales both sad and bold. Let me weave a poem, dark and funny, for your video camera capturing gloom and sunny. When winter script releases its hold, the world awakens, or so we're told. But amidst the blooms and the chirping birds, a melancholy lingers like unspoken words. The flowers bloom with vibrant hues, yet their fragrance masks the bitter truth. For what is beauty but a fleeting phase, a reminder of life's transient ways? The sun shines bright, warming the air, but beneath its rays, despair does snare. For as the days grow longer, shadows fade, revealing cracks in souls, plans betrayed. Springtime whispers, promises unkept, as hope springs forth only to intercept. The dreams we held, now wilted and gray, like petals falling in disarray. Yet, amidst this somber melancholy, a laughter bubbles up, so carefree. The absurdity of life's tragic charms draws a smile despite our tears' alarms. For springtime's irony, so twisted and bizarre, brings laughter glistening like a shooting star. In the face of sorrow, we find relief as laughter and tears intertwine, a bizarre motif. So here's my ode, a solemn jest, to spring's paradox, a turbulent quest. Depressing and hilarious, hand in hand, for life's contradictions forever we stand. Read this poem unblinkingly, into the lens, capture the essence where sadness transcends. And laughter dances with tears in the breeze, a 2-minute tapestry, both poignant and diseased.
Yes.
The end.
Yes, thank you, John Hinkley Sr. That was a beautiful poem.
Thank you.
Thank you for writing that for us.